Hey, it's Josh, and I am here in Dallas with my boyfriend Heath. We just finished an awesome trip for Dallas Pride, and even my family joined us for a bit. I'm going to show you everything we got up to right now. So me and my camera-shy boyfriend stayed at the Hilton Anatole. It is a big, beautiful, majestic hotel. Our room sort of had like an Asian theme to it, and we had a view of downtown Dallas and surrounding area. And the first thing we had to do was go get some food, so we went to the Media Grill and Bar in the hotel to sit on their patio that's actually inside the hotel, and then we walked around the hotel a bit to check out some of the artwork. I mean, everywhere you go is just all kinds of beautiful art throughout this hotel. So after we checked that out, we went over to Oak Lawn to see some of the gay establishments, starting with Cedar Springs Tap House, where there was karaoke on the inside and a great patio on the outside. They actually had 2-for-1 burgers, so we figured, why not? When in Dallas, eat big. And then we went over to JR's Bar and Grill for a big drag show. It was hosted by Raquel Blake, who is a drag queen that we actually met when she came to Vancouver Pride. So we knew a famous drag queen in Dallas already. We were set. And there were so many great performances in this drag show. Really high energy too, for a pretty small crowd. This was just the Thursday before Pride. But all these drag queens put on a great show. We were actually quite impressed. Great little number here with a special outfit change by Raquel Blake. And then the next morning, we were off to the executive lounge in the hotel to have some breakfast with a view before heading off to actually meet up with my brother and his fiance and my parents. My brother got a house in Dallas. His fiance is Texan, so they bought a house there. It's much more affordable than back home, and my family were all there to check out the house and celebrate. So we went for lunch at Seasons 52, where they have a seasonally inspired menu. It actually changes really often, and they had this great dessert tray. Oh yeah, I could have had more of that. And then the whole family headed back into downtown Dallas to go to the area where JFK's assassination actually happened. So Andy's fiance Kimmy showed us that's the building where the shot came from, and that is actually where JFK died. So we checked out the 6th floor museum, and you put on these headsets and you get like a narrated tour as you go around. We had a city pass, so it's like discounted tickets to 4 different attractions, and this was the first attraction that Heath and I were checking out. Really interesting stuff all about JFK before, during, and after the assassination. And that's even the view right now that the shooter had. Kind of eerie. So from there we went over to the Reunion geo-deck to get our typical touristy photo and head up 470 feet to the observation deck. This was our second stop on the city pass, to check out different landmarks and sites from Dallas. And you can walk around inside the observation deck, and of course outside. We could even see the museum we were just at where JFK was assassinated, and our hotel was even there in the distance. So speaking of which, we headed back to the hotel because there was a Dallas Pride VIP reception. We got to have some yummy food and meet up with my friend Andy, who you might recognize from my trip to Las Vegas or Palm Springs or Puerto Vallarta. He's another LGBT travel guy, so we meet up with him a lot when we're traveling. And then we went up to Sear, the restaurant at the top of the hotel, where there was, of course, amazing food and an even more amazing view. The view was kind of reflective, so I couldn't really show you in the video, but I could show you all of the delicious food. They have seafood, steak, and of course desserts. And then the next morning, Heath and I checked out more artwork at the hotel. This is actually 2 pieces of the Berlin Wall. There's just all kinds of amazing stuff, including this piano that I just went a bit crazy on. The artwork was my second favorite thing about the hotel, but my first favorite was the pool. There are all kinds of amazing swimming areas, including this floating pool where you hop on one of these tubes and you just ride the current around and around. It was great. Having some drinks by the pool on a hot day because it was very hot. And they have water slides. So I went down the water slide, super fun. I kind of sat up though because I'm a bit of a wuss, but Heath just laid down and torpedoed right through it. But it was really fun. And then we headed off to the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Garden. Another stop on our city pass. It's fall theme, so they kind of like theme it for the seasons. And so as you can see, the theme is all about pumpkins. There are over 90,000 pumpkins, gourds, and squash here. The whole garden, well, the whole botanical garden has 19 gardens within it. There's 150,000 plants. It really is a beautiful area. We could have spent more time there, but we had to head off to the Shine party, the pool party. It's put on by the Purple Foundation, and we got there a bit early, but it filled up pretty quick. There was a lot to see at this pool party. Great views all around, but it was a lot of fun. Great music. It's you know, you can't do wrong with a pool party on a beautiful hot day. Andy joined us too. We just had some drinks, checked out the view and what people were wearing or not wearing, and really had a great time. Headed back to the hotel for a quick little stop at the executive lounge for a snack before heading off to Station 4 for gay bingo. So once a month they have gay bingo, and it is of course hosted by a drag queen, and there are all kinds of prizes that you can win, cash prizes as well. Unfortunately, Heath and I didn't win anything, but we did have a lot of fun there. And it's a fundraiser as well, so they do things like get people to take off their clothes in order for people to donate money. And they gave us some cheap wine in highball glasses. There was some entertainment like a drag performance. We had to do the YMCA. I mean, how cute is my boyfriend right now? And so from there we went to Pecan Lodge in the Deep Ellum neighborhood to have some smoked barbecue. There was a huge line, but multiple people had told us to go there, so I had some southern fried chicken and fried okra, and then we actually went right back to Cedar Springs Road, back into S4, upstairs into the Rose Room for their big drag show. As you can see, this space is perfectly set up for a drag show. I mean, they have like special effects and smoke and all kinds of stuff. And as I guess is usual in Dallas, we were so impressed by the drag performances. I mean, they were just so entertaining, and they even had somebody, a special guest from New York, I believe, who put on this crazy, amazing Sia performance. So we had a great time watching that drag show. And then we went across the street to the Roundup Saloon, which is like the famous country western gay bar and dance hall. It's been around since 1980, but it is so packed during Pride. It was a little too busy for us. So we kind of just made it an appearance and then left, because we were right back onto Cedar Springs Road the next morning because it was actual Pride Day for the parade and the festival. So we went over to Cedar Grove to have brunch with the family. Got a great spot right by the window, which was perfect for people watching. Lots of interesting people to see on Pride Parade Day, of course. Had some delicious food. I think my dad got the best thing, which was this rainbow sprinkled French toast, because that is perfect for Pride Day. And then we went out to find a spot along the route where we could watch the parade. And it began in sort of typical Texan style with cowboys on horses. And then, of course, there was all kinds of entries, like from the Canadian Embassy here, corporate stuff, political stuff, community groups, lots of beads being given away. That's Alyssa Edwards from RuPaul's Drag Race. Lots of colorful stuff, of course, tons of rainbow flags. This is a float for Orlando. The theme this year for the parade was Solidarity Through Pride. So there was lots of talk about what happened in Orlando and, you know, staying visible and proud. And from there we went over to the festival, which had a huge lineup to get in. But once we got in, we got to see Erica Jane perform. She is a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills.
Happy Pride! Thank you, Dallas.
And she looks fantastic for 45. Dang, girl! And then we went to check out the rest of the festival. There were all kinds of booths and vendors and different things to check out in the hot sun. Some delicious food, sort of like typical fair food. We just had a big old time. And then we made a brief stop at Spectrum, which is another event put on by the Purple Foundation. But we wanted to do some shopping before we had to leave, because there's a few gay stores there. So like this one in Skivvy's, for example, where my boyfriend actually smiled because he found a card about bacon. If bacon's involved, he'll be pretty happy. And then we went back to the hotel to again check out some of the art before getting up early in the morning for breakfast at the executive lounge and catching an early flight home. And that was our trip to Dallas for Dallas Pride. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you're new, because I'll have lots more coming up. And come check out Dallas to see all the big things happening here. Bye.